Hey folks, and welcome to Truck King. Well, the Supertruck wars are officially on. Ever since Ram dropped that TRX, we've been waiting for the response from Ford, and here it is, the Ford Raptor R. Now in this video, we're not only gonna go off-road and try to jump it, we're also gonna put a trailer behind and see how hard this truck works, so make sure you stay tuned. Over what you get with the Raptor R package, and we have to start under the hood because this is easily the biggest change. That is a supercharged 5.2 liter V8 that's making 700 horsepower and 640 pound-feet of torque sent through a 10-speed automatic. So this is the most powerful Raptor Ford has ever built. Now, of course, once you go Raptor R, you also get a whole bunch of styling, cosmetic additions, things like the black plastic cladding, the code orange tow hooks. You get this unique hood up here, Raptor R badging, and some pretty cool looking decals. Now, the other big change when you go Raptor R, you step up to these standard 37-inch tires. These are available on the other Raptor, but here on Raptor R, these big boys are standard. Now behind the tires, there's a set of Fox live valve shocks, and those don't change for the Raptor R, but of course this truck gets totally unique suspension tuning compared to that regular Raptor. How about towing and payload? Well, first of all, we go to the door jamb sticker, and I have to tell you guys, Raptor R is listed with the maximum available payload of 1,400 pounds. Now, we see those numbers all the times on spec sheets, but it's actually rare that we get a truck in the real world that has a sticker on the door close to the number on the spec sheet, and this is one of them. The number right here, 1,357 pounds, which is an absolutely respectable payload number for such a ridiculous off-road truck. And then when you're talking about towing, well, Raptor R tows 500 pounds more than the regular Raptor at 8,700 pounds. And right now, we're gonna put that to the test. Now we can go ahead and back into our trailer and we'll look at the camera system here. So this is your regular view. It's a rear and that top down view. Now one of the cool things right off the bat is from this top down, you can actually zoom in on a specific corner of your truck depending on what you want to see. That is pretty neat. Now we can run through the other kind of main modes. So we go over here, that's your wide rear view. Actually, that's your wide rear view, and you have a tight rear view. There's your bed look. That's your auxiliary camera, which you could hook up on or inside your trailer. There's your hitching. And then this is actually to help you with trailer reverse guidance to hook up to your trailer. Now, we're not gonna set the system up today though. We're just gonna back in ourselves. So we'll go over here. We'll go to our hitching view. That's actually a little too close. So first we'll start in the wide view, and then we'll zoom into the hitching view. And I will say I really like that the camera uses the entire touchscreen. There was a time, and I think it's still like this in Ram products, where you get in there and the actual camera, well, it doesn't use that whole 12-inch screen. It only uses a little piece of it. And then I can zoom in and boom, there she is. Got her on. Another feature I like, see right there, auto park brake ready. So now that the truck saw me zoom in on the hitch view, it realizes I'm hitching up and it puts the parking brake on automatically. I think that's a smart system. And now folks, here we are out towing in the Raptor R. Now I think right off the bat, Dad, we can agree this is not a towing truck. It's got a pretty decent number at 8,700 pounds, but nobody should ever consider buying this if their first goal is towing. This is not meant for that. It's meant to go off-road, and then the fact that it tows more than the regular Raptor is kind of just a bonus. So we're gonna talk about how it feels. I will mention we do have tow haul mode, we do have a trailer brake controller, so the truck is well outfitted for towing. I think, though, what I just mentioned, the fact that it's not really ready for towing, it was very evident when we dropped our 7,000-pound trailer on and we watched the rear end squat, 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 squat. It's squatting like crazy, way more than we get out of the majority of trucks that we test. Plus, the front end is lifted a little bit, and you can feel it from behind the seat here. So now, with all that being said, Dad, you're actually behind the wheel. So how is the 7,000 pounds actually handling behind the Raptor R?
Well, first thing is the power. That's not an issue. It's second thing is that nose lifting. You'd think that maybe the steering was light, but I think because of the size of these tires and the aggressiveness of them, even right now on this sort of slick snow-covered dirt road, I'm not feeling any loss of steering. The back end squats, I mean, it just looks funny, but that's not really an issue. So having said all of that, if you do buy this truck and you are going to tow with it, get an equalizing hitch. That is something that helps any truck and trailer combination. But with this one here, it's a must-have, because that'll bring the attitude back up to where it should be, as opposed to what it is right now, which it's listing like the Titanic. It's not not a good look.
No, yeah, the rear suspension here, again, is designed for maximum travel, not maximum stiffness for hauling big loads. And you mentioned the power. You know what? I don't even think we need to say that it's got enough power. Of course it does. It has way more than enough power. I think we need to find out once and for all, is the Raptor R faster to 60 with 7,000 pounds than the TRX? Let's put it to the test. Okay, folks, we're going to try 0 to 100 kilometers per hour, 0 to 60 miles with our 7,000-pound trailer. Ready for the race, Dad. Hit it. And okay, there it is. So that was an 11.1. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour, which is pretty dang quick, but it's not quicker than the Ram. You can see how it stacks up on the leaderboard. All right, folks, now we can take a look underneath the Raptor R thanks to our handy-dandy truck ramp. First of all, you can see those nice code orange tow hooks right up at the front. Easy to get to, and they give way to this massive front skid plate right here. And of course, we like to do the magnet check, because the magnet will tell us whether it's steel or aluminum. And the magnet does not stick. So this front skid plate is aluminum, but then immediately behind it, that guy is steel. So like a lot of brands, Ford is using a mixed materials approach here when it comes to skid plates. Now moving back, next skid plate is steel. Then we have transfer case. And then we get to the fuel tank, and the fuel tank skid plate is actually plastic, but it's pretty well armored up under here. Then finally, for the suspension, we'll go look at the rear end. This is a 5-link rear coil spring setup, so there's no more leaf springs back here. And if you want to see why they call it a 5-link, well, I can actually show you the links. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then right behind it, you can see it right there. That's the panhard bar, which hooks up to the back of that axle. So there's your 5 links hooking up this axle, and that's going to help this thing get maximum wheel travel. In fact, the numbers are pretty ridiculous. Oh, and I can't forget to mention, that is a full-size spare tire, and Ford actually told us they had to make some unique changes to the truck to make sure that they could fit a full-size 37-inch tire underneath here. But they did it, so if you do lose a tire on the trail, you're prepared. By now you're wondering, what the heck does that monster cost? And of course, it won't come cheap. In the United States, a base Raptor R is going to sell for $110,000, and there's only a couple of options on this thing. It's already pretty much fully loaded. And then here in Canada, this truck is going to sell for a little bit under $150,000. So I think officially this is now the most expensive truck we've ever tested here at Truck King. Now, I'm sure you're probably going to the comment section anyway, but please go below and just let me know. I know it's ridiculous performance, but what do you think about that price?
So we're about to go through the offset ruts, and just for fun, I'm gonna put it in too high. I just want to see if it will actually lose traction when it lifts the tire. I mean, these friggin' tires are so huge, I don't even know that it'll do it. However, we're about to find out. Okay, so here we are, we're in. And should start to lift about now. And, oh yeah. All it's doing now is throwing mud. So, yeah, we're gonna switch to 4 auto. And okay, hopefully that should. Oh, and there it is, locked right up. Oh, it took like nothing. All right, we're gonna do the ditch crossing, but you know what? Honestly, these 37-inch tires, I almost think it's kind of pointless. There you go. I'm in. Yeah. So you know what? I'm gonna lock up the back end. Give it a little more push.
He's a little stuck.
Okay, well, surprise, surprise, surprise. Never thought a Raptor would go sideways like that. I think I was buying into this too, you know? The whole thing about, well, 700 horsepower, most capable off-roader ever. Yeah, well, most capable off-roader ever, meet mud. Then I'm going this way. All right, folks, we dug ourselves out of the trench there, so we're going to head up the hydro line. The only thing I'm not happy about is that I managed to absolutely fill the tires with mud, so hopefully we can get a little speed and let them spit some of that out. Now, particularly for you regular viewers, well, the last times I was up here, I had parking sensors going bananas, and I was too busy doing what I was doing to try to find the off button. So today I remembered, and I've shut all the electronic nannies off. So hopefully we shouldn't hear anything except me yapping, and maybe a little screaming from this engine. So we're in off-road mode, 4 high. I've locked up the rear end. What the heck? We're right in that weird time period right now. We got a little bit of snow, a little bit of ice, a lot of water, and it's just slick as snot out here. So, yeah, okay, here we go.
Oh man, well, Dad finally got his revenge. Usually I'm splashing him. Today he's splashing me.
All right, we're gonna start heading up into the deeper stuff. I don't really expect a problem, but you know, the track on this truck is so wide that I can just feel it binding up in a lot of the existing sort of, you know, trenches that we've dug with other trucks. Oh, there's the ice. Oh, yeah, baby. Huh, okay, well, you know what? We're gonna go. We're gonna go and hope for the best. Definitely got ice. Man, there's a lot more ice here than I expected. Yeah, we're digging though, we're digging. Okay, come on, come on. Come on. Okay, all right. Whew. Wow. Yeah, we're through. We're through and up the hill. Going back shouldn't be as bad, but man, that was thick. It is so weird. You got water, 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 and then all of a sudden you get into this ice. And I gotta see it when I go back down there, but I'm gonna say at least 2 inches. of ice at that last part of the trench. So, all right, we're gonna head back down the hill again. And one thing I can say, the clearance on this thing, there's a couple of gnarly rocks here that we've been banging lately, but nothing, didn't touch a thing. Oh yeah, I can see the ice I broke now. 1.5 to 2 inches, easy. All right, we're back in. We're back in. Oh, let's go, baby. Let's go. I want to go home today. And out she comes. Whoa, baby. All right. Oh, yeah. That's me. That's a sigh of relief, knowing that I don't have to go get the tractor. So, man, Raptor R, no lack of power. I got to tell you, nowhere, at no time did I put my foot in it. I think that would have made things worse. So even at a low throttle, lots and lots of jam. Well, folks, here we are now in the Raptor, and Steve's driving because he started crying about the fact that he had to do the filming and I got all the fun. So yeah, okay, he can drive for a little while, but behave yourself.
Well, yeah, that's actually one of the problems, because the truth is, the slow speed off-road stuff, I've done it a million times. The hydro line is still fun, but it's not as fun as this. Oh my gosh, the power is ridiculous. Rain sensing wipers are sensing rain.
Sensing a tsunami. Now watch out for the cattle gate.
Yeah, the gate's a little sketchy here. So obviously, with Baja mode, this truck is meant for the Mexican desert. It was built for the Mexican desert. It was tested in the Mexican desert, but we don't have any Mexican desert here in Canada. So our next best thing is this big, wide open farm roads. And Dad, it's just eating them up. Like, the suspension is just ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, I keep expecting it to smash into something or hit or even, you know, sneeze a little bit. And it just is so smooth. It doesn't even think about this stuff. And Raptor fans, you finally got what you wanted. This Raptor sounds like a proper Raptor. Oh yes, it sounds good, right, Dad? It finally has the V8, no more vacuum cleaner sound.
I'd like to keep my lunch.
Sorry, but that's what this thing is all about. That's why you buy a Raptor, to do that right there, to go flying at high speed. Yeah. That was 40 or 50 kilometers an hour, and you just feel so smooth.
Now calm yourself.
Unbelievable. Okay, I'll try to calm down now, because we do have to have a rational conversation now about this Raptor, even though there's nothing rational about it, because we tested a Raptor here on the channel last year with the 37s on it, and of course the high output EcoBoost. And Dad, I feel like my biggest takeaway is that this thing is not significantly better off-road than that Raptor. It doesn't do a whole bunch more than that Raptor. Really, it's the engine, right? It's a Raptor with a V8. Maybe I'm just stating the obvious here, but you might expect R to have pushed the envelope in other ways. No, they basically said, you know what? We're gonna stick a big engine in that truck to make sure we can fight back against the TRX.
Yeah, and I don't know that they ever really said that. I think maybe there's some people who've been reviewing it or driving it who are suggesting that maybe the R is more Raptor-y than the original Raptor, but no, it's still doing exactly what a Raptor's supposed to do. But for those guys that just had to have the V8, well, now you've got it, you know. And point that Steve was making earlier today was just funny, is that you know, Ford resisted a lot of pressure from its customers for quite a few years. But then when those guys over in Auburn Hills decided to drop a monster V8 into a truck, name of which we don't need to mention, the guys in Dearborn went, oh, hell no. We're not putting up with that. So there you go. You've got a V8, but man, you got to have a lot of coin to have this much fun.
Yeah, absolutely. That is fair to say. Now, as many of you guys know, and we see this in the comments section all the time, we are on the cusp of the world of electric pickup trucks, and it seems as though a lot of pickup truck owners are kind of resistant to this change. And in that vein, Dad, I just have to say that we have to be thankful because I do believe we are living through a golden age of gas-powered super trucks. There won't be a Raptor R or a TRX ever again in the future. As far as I'm concerned, once all the EVs come in, we're gonna have performance electric trucks, which is fine. I'm okay with the world of performance electric, but I think we just have to try to hone in on this moment in time and say, right now, we have the most ridiculous offerings of huge V8 off-road pickups that we'll ever have. So I gotta tell you, if this is what you've always dreamed about, now is the time. And actually, for that matter, Dad, this is an instant collectible. In 20 years, guys are gonna be searching for Raptor Rs, popping the hood to check if it's got the V8 over the EcoBoost.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. And like everything begins, everything ends. And yeah, we are definitely coming to the end.
Well, folks, we have come to the end of this review. Now, as you probably expect, this Raptor R is a beast when it goes off-road, and it has a ridiculous amount of power. But I do have to tell you, if all you are chasing is off-road thrills, the regular Raptor offers about 80% of what this truck does. But if you need to have that ridiculous V8, well, this is the only place you can get it. And let me tell you, it's expensive, but it will put a big smile on your face. So folks, like I said, that's it for this one. Now please go below into the comments. Let me know what you think of the Raptor R. Let me know if you think you would pay for it if you had the money. And then as always, while you're down there, don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, hit join to become a member of Truck King, and then come right back here to the channel to see what we are testing next. See ya.